gentlemen in the mix.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Sunday evening stream. It is the weekly candle close stream for crypto. The U.S. futures market has just reopened. The commodities, metals market has just reopened. And we will take a look at those. You can't believe it, man. But you're not dead yet in crypto and the majors with Solana, Ethereum, XRP, all for now holding some key supports. And we'll look. And guess what? As I'm speaking, silver fresh all-time highs. Jesus chimes for silver. Unreal, dude.
Hype in the chat!
All right, man. Let's do this thing. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend. My God. Hanging out with celebs, clout gods, ringside seats to Jake Paul fight, mansion parties, hanging with Johnny Manziel, and then Alabama coming back 17-0, largest comeback in college football playoff history. Let's freaking go, dude. And now silver again, doing its thing. So I would imagine it's not going to be too long-lived because silver did gap up. But either way, can't take anything from silver hitting these all-time highs at open. So let's just take a gander at it. Up 0.38%. See what I'm saying, man? The gap's gonna fill for sure. Whether we, just run now or run later, they're gonna take it down to 67.17 to fill that. And who knows at that point? But it's just crazy, right? Like you can see, we had a fresh all-time high of 67.51.8. You do have crazy stuff going on in Asia. I believe. Okay. So listen to this. All right, I've got this friend who lives in this building. Okay, we bonded on charts and all kinds of stuff. And he is in China right now, and I got him into Rivian, so he's doing very well. And he was like, "Dude, could I get you a souvenir to say thanks?" Silver too. And I'm like, "Dude, all I want is a 1 ounce coin of silver with a panda on it." And I recommend, I like to just go to the silver shops, see sentiment over there, let me know. He goes in there and they won't let him buy silver. He can't buy silver. But what does that tell you? He could buy gold though, but no silver allowed. And they had silver. So I don't know what that means, but it's probably something to do with this chart here. So I know, man. This is where the animal spirits are. Going Super Saiyan God over here. So, all right. You'll probably, again, fill this gap soon. Probably very soon. Have an alert set up if we're going to somehow break to new all-time highs. If it happens, we'll come back to this chart. But great to see. And then I know we didn't start the stream Bitcoin. We should. But we don't. We're not. Here's gold on the new week, the new day. All right, just kind of gapped up, right? Opened higher than the close. So you might come down to 43.38 to fill it. But my God, man, you're like 1% or less away from all-time highs. What is it? Yeah, 0.86% away from an all-time high. Gold. Just marching higher. And there's something going on in China, the Shui Bei market. Apparently gold's trading at like 4,900, 49.33. What's up, Bennett, dude? Thanks for the 420. Thank you for the Christmas tree, dude. Really appreciate it. Yeah, silver bells. You know, dude. Silver bells on steroids. Let's go. No one could afford the bells anymore, so they're silver plated bells now. All right. Just want to look at that. I'm sure the other metals are going to do fine too. Here's Bitcoin. Remember, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, understanding that we have a channel here and there's no breakout of that. And if they broke that level, if they did break that, the supply line right around $89,900, $90,000, they're going to have to break back above this major inflection zone, 91.2, all the way to 93,000. So lots of resistance just ahead of us. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying those are the things you would want to happen if you wanted a more pronounced rally. This is something that we did see in 2022. Okay. We are in the same spot. Okay. So Bitcoin lost 88% of its value from its previous discernible swing low, back in June 2021 to that rally to give us all-time highs, right? In 886, that reaction occurred, even got a confirmation low. And then a little bit of another bear market rally occurred where you stayed confined within this mega structure. I ran it to the 200 moving average, and then it was over after that. I remember, man, I was in London. I was in England, mate. So, again, let me show you here. Right? Same exact thing, right? You had the big run up, then the drawdown, the massive drawdown, then the new rally, and you go from this low point to high point. And where are we? Dude, my God, dude, you can't even make it up. Like a perfect 886 test. And you're just, right, consolidating. And if it did run higher, it would be in line with history. If it's the exact same fractal situation, 2022, it would run higher. It would probably run to maybe 98K, 99K. Before, drawn down. But, we still have that bear flag. They're still broken out of it. I'm just saying they might recapture it. See what I'm saying? They could take it to 102K, 101K if they were going to, recapture this flag here, and they could top out there. Look at the 200-day moving average. Far more extreme in this situation maybe than we had in 2022, where, remember that flag top was confluent with the 200-day moving average, where they ran it up just to test that. Maybe, though, let's think about it. It's a moving average, so it's ever moving. It would continue to catch up to this flag's top. Maybe by the time Bitcoin ever got there, the 200 moving average would get back down to that level, and then you'd have the same situation we had again back in 2022. See where you're down here and the moving average up here, and then maybe not though. It still seems like it's way far removed. So that's just something to keep in mind. These are just like, okay, yeah, it could continue downward sooner rather than later, but the damage is so bad. Like it so much selling pressure so fast that at this point, man, I'm not going to be surprised if a rally occurs, because I think like I don't know, just looking at sentiment, man, like all these grifter weirdos. I mean, like, you know, these people that scam people in 2021, they launched their own coins and all that. They're certain now. They're literally certain that it is 70K immediately. Now, 70K could be a thing, 74K could be a thing, but what about 96K first, 98K first, and then 70K, 73K? Either way, whichever major direction we get in crypto, you're still going to remain in a pretty well-established downtrend. That's the crappy part about it. Okay, not going to be easy here. That's why, like, there are other markets where there's little to no controversy. There's setups that exist, that are there. They've been there. There are many that were just identified in the past 3 months that are playing out amazingly. You don't have to worry about this whole garbage. Well, dude, yeah, what'd they do in 2022? Well, it was over. They got just, you know, the market was destroyed, and then they went chopping like this, and then they chopped it higher before going way lower. But it's like, okay, if you want to play that, go ahead. It's just you're in a downtrend, so you just never know when that ticking time bomb's going to go off, and they're just going to rug the whole market, and you're going to wake up and it's down 5+%. Anyway, yeah, and that's crypto, man. Like, there's no change. Ethereum's kind of interesting, though. I kind of like an Ethereum in a way, not like a crazy way, but I do like that, you know, Ninja Girl is bringing up Ethereum paired against Bitcoin, broke out. It did break out. It's still putting in higher lows. It could be getting ready to run again, which means like Ethereum in the short term might continue to outperform Bitcoin. But, you know, you still have this extension pattern. And this extension pattern is not violated. It hit the max threshold before it became invalid. And look, there's still a base being put in for now. And so, like, if you're above 2,800, you wonder, could we see 3,500, 3,580 next? You're starting to get into type 2 return territory, or you're looking like triple bottom with accumulation, like the lowest low, and then here's a low that's higher than this low, and then this low confirms the previous low higher than this low, and that's a triple bottom with a, you know, again, accumulation more than before. So if they can crack this $3,000 level, you could run to 3520, 3580 and still probably be garbage in the, you know, and then still hit that level and then roll over later to the 2400s. But you just got to think about, man, what they've done to crypto. Look what they did, man. I mean, like, just Ethereum, late October. I mean, you're talking second largest crypto in the world, loses 40% of its value in 4 weeks. That's crazy. And now they're just, so it's not a good level to like try to go short for real. I mean, you know, maybe you could, but right, aren't you trying to look for, you know, oh, they failed to break resistance, you know, and then they're falling back below key levels. All right, you knew your target here. Now it's like, well, they're above the support. They're holding it. They're really holding this level, this zone here. So yeah, it could just start breaking down immediately and we're screwed imminently. But what if they want to hold it? And, you know, you understand, like, you could stay in a downtrend and still do this.
Happy holidays, fam.
You could still do that.
For you, Mitch. Lyft and Nike looking long term.
What's up, R. Smith? Thanks, dude. We'll look at Lyft and Nike. Didn't Nike get wrecked on earnings or something? Thank you, dude. Yeah, so that can happen. And a lot of people will be caught off guard. in terms of not even owning it, Ethereum, or, you know, I don't know, Ethereum, dude, better markets, better assets. Okay. I'm just looking at these assets because they're the top. There's a market called crypto that exists, and these are the top cryptos. So I just look at these every day on stream, just like I look at the top metals. I look at the top, market caps, equities. We'll look at assets. So we're just looking at them. I'm not saying there's like a strong edge or anything. I'm just saying like relief rallies occur and downtrends, and Ethereum's been outperforming Bitcoin. I'll show you real quick what I'm talking about. Just gonna wonder here. I mean, like, is it gonna be anything or not? Look at this. Hold on. I think I have another one. Yeah, look at that, man. Like, this is like actually pretty good here. Holding the 200. I know, could with handle on log scale, maybe, but I don't even care about that. I just care about, like, right, a downtrend broken, back tested, and now a nice higher low coming in, which is very interesting. Like, if you take it back to 3.5 million Satoshis and they break that, then all right, higher we go. So just, it's been so long extended, late August all the way to late November. I just think it's interesting. And I'm saying, like, you don't have to do anything in this market. Yeah, it is garbage. They killed the crypto market, but just understand, like, sure, we could be doomed very, very soon, but look what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to defend the levels on the weekly on all the major ones. And maybe next week they just immediately rug pull it, and that's fine. Like, we didn't trust the market anyway. But I'm saying, like, look, XRP, look where we're at. I mean, they have recovered this thing off the lows, 177. Look at that freaking same stuff they do here. 8% rally off the lows. I mean, if you look at the weekly, you just see, like, okay, maybe of that level here from February. They're still trying to hold this little zone here, so it's not technically truly all the way broken. And it's just like, look at that. It's almost like 7 or 5 months of straight number go down, no relief. And now here we are at the bottom of this level again. And that short trade setup was amazing. It played out. And look where we are. We're still stuck at that last profit taking level of that short trade setup. It's like they're not letting it break yet. So what if they just did this, man? What if there's oh my God, 250? You know, like, you can't be that surprised at this point if little bitty joke scrub rallies come in. So, like, yeah, probably targeting for $1 at some point, but maybe not like imminently, due to the fact that the sell-off has been 5+ months nonstop. I mean, it could. That's why, again, we're saying we don't trust it. The trend's been garbage. They killed the market October 10th. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, shorting right now is like, where were you? Like, where were you during the entire 5 months on XRP? Like, why are you shorting now? When then there maybe could be a short squeeze on crypto because their assets are, like, trying to defend these levels. There might be a few bids coming in. Okay. I mean, again, I'm trying to keep you grounded here. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just saying, like, you'd be shorting supports. That's for sure. Yeah. Shorting supports. Yeah. Barely all time. Yeah. Silver. I got an alert set up. We're going to get another alert. We're getting another all-time high, whatever, but they got to fill that gap. They still got to fill the gap, man. You want to see, like, where the money's been? Look at this. You see, all right, 5 months of XRP, and then you flip the coin, the silver coin, and, like, look at 5 months of silver. A record close, 4 weekly candle closes in a row that were record all-time highs. And you're just hanging out up here. Who knows what's going to happen going into an illiquid Christmas? I have no clue, dude. Well, I mean, the last holiday where the markets were stupidly illiquid, they had to literally rig the game. My servers overheated on CME. Yeah, right. You just gotta wonder, is gold looks the one that's, like, more opportunistic kind of lately locally than silver, because silver's like, it's gone. It's bye-bye. And gold's more like, okay, you see, they made two historic record closes in a row last week and the week before. That's amazing, man. But you're saying like it's not like gone. Like it was, right? It was gone from September to October. But if they break it again, then it could be gone again to the 4236 fib extension, 4728, and then near that 5K mark. This is just crazy. We're watching something very historic go on. And it has not happened. Had it not happened in my entirety of live streaming for 8 years. And now it is. Metal miners, same thing. I wonder if the metal miners are probably going to go into mania if this continues. And then platinum and palladium, they're nuts too. And they'll probably see all-time highs. So again, all right. And then, sorry, I was going to look at Solana real quick. Just another one of these weekly situations where, right, like, hey, dude, I get it. It could be getting ready to be destroyed imminently. It's now. It's going to happen this week or maybe not, you know, because a short squeeze could destroy so many people. Right? I know. Like, I think that bear flag looked so disgusting, but then, wait, why? How are they doing this? They're like trying to recapture one. See, I hate this market, man. Like, oh, they're recapturing the key levels here, although in a huge engulfing candle, thanks Bank of Japan. And now, they're reconfirming the validity of these levels as support. It's like, oh God, just no thanks. Like, whatever. Even though the flag is still actually resistance. Have fun with this garbage, man. Yeah, very tough market. Yeah, all of a sudden, it's a dragon pattern, right? They just put in a low, slightly lower low, and then more bids come in. All of a sudden, bullish divergence develops down here. And you're just like, I can't believe it. Yeah, a low, then look at this. Like, there it is. There's your slightly lower low. Starting to show positive Momo today, chat. Oh, of course, right? Of course. Maybe RSI diverging too, kind of. Look, they defended the threshold of neutrality, right? The bearish control zone below 40 or below, and they've recaptured the neutral. They've rejected, I guess, the bearish control zone for now. And like these two lows are lower than this low on price, and that is definitely a form of divergence. So, continue to monitor the situation with buyers kind of recapturing key levels, holding on to them on the weekly after such incessant violent selling. And we'll let the data speak for itself because we're not fortune tellers here. We just monitor these markets. Okay. We know where there's a grand slam home run setup. It's been there. There is no controversy. It is just everything you could dream of. And those are on individual assets. And you got to scan and scan and scan and find those. And you do. But it's, very rare that all these major market cap assets that we look at and analyze every day. Yeah, most of the time they're not going to have a big edge. So, okay. We got 30 minutes till the weekly candle close. If you're in here, you had a good weekend. Hit the like button, the bell, the sub. Thanks for being here, everyone. We looked at these top cryptos. Looked at gold and silver. Silver somehow 67.46 right now. Well, we know how. I think you understand where I'm coming from here, okay? Also, One Up Trading and Ravi. So Shun and JR Ford. Baby Genius, Echo Leaf, Cactus Leo. Good to see y'all in here. Jars of Gars there too. Vacation time. Oh, it's Brad. Brad's there too. I saw G-Dog and Wayne Batson. There he is. Spacebar gang. Yeah, dude, you got a spacebar so hard and you spacebar and then eventually you just run into something like this. Mother of God. Well, you were here earlier, right? I mean, this is the why you're here. This is the stuff, the reasons why you're here. Not, dude, let's look at Bitcoin every day. Well, yeah, we do it. I mean, like people, I think, get value out of just checking on the big boys. That's fine, man. It doesn't mean there's an edge. or it doesn't mean that we act like we know where all these major market cap assets are going next. Oh my God, I gotta go open my washing machine real quick.
Liking the setup on Asan currently, low risk high reward with a nice bottoming structure. Take a look once you get through the local on the 8s.
Justin Van Loan, thanks so much for the 20 super chat. Yeah, we'll certainly look at Asan, ASAN. Give me 1 moment. I just real quick. What's up, Trisver? I'll be right back. Holy crap. All right, sorry about that. Oh, okay. So let's check on the S&P 500 that gapped up a little bit. That gap's gonna fill, but my God, man, can you hear me? Is the stream on still? I think it is. Yeah, after the gap fill, I wonder if we're gonna see 6,900, 6,920 be tested again, because if it is tested again, that's a confirmed partial decline, and that means there's a high chance of us finally seeing the 1,618 gold mean ratio. I mean, this is like pinpoint accurate. They have not been able to test it, which is $6,944.30. So I wonder if we're gonna get that eventually. I wonder which assets are going to be the ones to take us there. I'm hoping Tesla, man. Tesla's part of it. I know it's small potatoes compared to the other Mag 6s, but yeah, 500 plus on Tesla coming, and then maybe Nvidia will completely fake everyone out in the world of that Head and Shoulders and run higher. But we'll see. You know, major insiders sold a crap load. Been on the board of Nvidia since the 90s or something. So anyway, good start to these assets. You got the Federal Reserve this week injecting $7 billion into the markets. Wonder what kind of consequence that's going to be for risk on and your purchasing power. So another gap up on the NASDAQ. You wonder here if it's gonna, you know, amount to, I mean, could you imagine if they broke above 25,860? That would be insane. That would be like a wave structure. Think about if they did that action magnet move. That's a butterfly Holy crap. If they did that, man, you know, you'd be targeting for a 1272, which is minimum 27K, but it could go to the extent of the 1618, actually more, but 27.8. I mean, that's how you'd be if they did that with such a shallow high or low. That's what we'll be looking at and be like, oh, go figure. They're crazy quantitative easing. And yeah, found out, looked today and saw that apparently there are a lot of sovereign entities still purchasing massive amounts of bonds. So yeah, we know China is certainly continuously tapering their U.S. bond exposure. They have hit their lowest level since 2008. Let me see if I can find it. If I can, man. I think it would be beneficial if I could. Okay, yeah. So it's like Belgium stockpile rose to 1.6 billion purchases, a record $468 billion of US dollar or US bond ownership. And Japan, which obviously are our largest foreign holder of treasuries, posted a 10.7 billion increase to 1.2 trillion. And that's the highest since July of 2022. Then the UK, the second largest owner of US treasuries, they saw a $13.2 billion surge in purchases, bringing them up to $877.9 billion worth of US bonds. And that's their third highest on record. Canadians, you know, they actually sold 56.7 billion, but Canada's gone, dude. Like, they got big problems, dude. I don't even know. So clearly, like, demand for U.S. treasuries remains strong overall, and it's going up. So you got to wonder, like, we're not in trouble. But like, here's the TLT, the 20-year treasury bond ETF, and it's like, dude, it still looks so bad. I mean, yeah, they gapped it up, tested the 200 moving average, and look, you gap back down. It's like they somehow, some way, bearish abandoned babied this thing right here. How terrible. And look, closing the week with a formal bearish backtest to 87.74 as resistance, and just, yep. That is just, how do you get excited about that? So though people are, you know, foreign entities, there's strong demand for treasury bonds, the U.S. treasury bonds. It's just like, it's not translating via the chart at all. The chart's like, why would I want to own this crap? And then you could flip the chart and just go to the U.S. 20-year yield. There it is, like an inverse head and shoulders and a long-term uptrend, and breaking above the 200 moving average, engulfing on Friday. And it's like, okay, well, maybe back to 4.97% here. Lots of just all these higher lows, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's wild. Like, wanted to bring that up because it was like a today I learned thing. Oh yeah, I definitely won my bet. If you watched the stream, I did a TA. Someone was like calling it TA. I did my analysis of the Jake Paul fight, and my max bet, like, told y'all, I max bet that the boxing match will go over 2.5 rounds. And guess what? Hours before the fight, the sharps went all in on that bet, so much that the line moved to over 3.5 rounds. That's a massive amount of money to move that line that much that fast. So I was in before the sharps, but that was the bet. I mean, you know, if you're trying to take the other guy, English Ivan Drago, I mean, the money wasn't good. Some guy bet like 15 million on him, Joshua, to win like $1 million. He risked 15 million to win $1 million. So it was like 15% on his money. And it's like, dude, just buy the index funds, bro. You don't have to risk it all like that. Holy crap. But dude, you got to give it to Jake, man. Like, that's crazy. Like, that dude's he fought, his PSI, like his pressure of punches, like probably 1700. Like that's like murderous. So I know, you know, he made a lot of money from the fight, but dude, would you want to go in against that dude and fight? That's wild. So seeing it up close was crazy. Like I just don't think like pictures do justice, but I don't know. I saw some of the pictures. It was insane. So anyway. So yeah, we got the other metals open too. But it doesn't seem like they're my God, dude, Palladium up 1.17% in a fresh, going on 3-year highs on Palladium out the gate on the new week. Wow. Palladium, baby. Yeah, so I think that's platinum. I mean, it's open, but it hasn't really done anything. But look at that, you know, on Friday, godlike, right? And just hanging around. It's like begging, you know, begging to see fresh, what, 17-year plus highs or something insane. Got to go all the way back to freaking July of 2008. And there's really not much here, man. I mean, 2000, easy. But if we look at levels like 2040, 2070, and then 2200, I'm thinking 2200 eventually, man. I don't give a crap short term what moves are going to happen. I'm thinking 2200. I think you're going to see all-time highs on platinum. Okay. What a freaking breakout of this gorgeous channel. So we're going to run out of assets to look at, man. I'm not saying like go long on Bitcoin per se. I'm just saying like if you're trying to short here, it's just kind of like what the, you missed everything. It's almost like you trying to take a fresh long on silver right here, or I mean like any of these metals that just had their runs like this. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're looking to long assets strategically, like where they're holding supports, they're back testing levels locally, yeah, like closer to 1500, not 2000 now. You're looking to long silver when it was painting the dragon pattern. This was like a trade setup. I don't even know what you're doing now. This is like the trade of the year at this point, right? Oh yeah, let's go long after the spring back test of the 2011 peak with inverted hammers and all that right there. Where one should buy the book, okay? The textbook. There's no real textbook on dragons, but I'm just saying, like, if you had a lucid dream and you painted a dragon, that's where you enter when the dragon puts in the second foot and there's divergence and it's all like at a strategic level where you can set up stop losses and you know your upside potential would be at least all-time highs for a test, and then you have better profit taking levels higher. I mean, that's it. You know, at this point, wow, great, crazy channel, by the way. This 4-hour channel is nuts. Like how they, you know, the Bank of Japan interest rate news-driven catalyst kind of rallied this thing back in it, and then like, okay, a couple candles later, a big, almost bullish Marabazoo right there, all-time high. So right there are times to be strategic. So it's like you trying to long silver now is like, really, I mean, there's no strategy involved with what you're doing. You're not in the province of Mitch Ray TA world longing here. Okay. Just like going short on crypto right now, fresh, with you're flush with cash and you want to go short. It's like, bro, you just missed like everything. What are you doing? Even if it begins to melt down again imminently, it's still kind of like, there were better times to go short on crypto because it's a lot more nebulous and a lot riskier after these massive moves have happened. And that you're now in the big chop zone, and that chop zone could continue for another 2-3 weeks to a month. All right, like, okay, like, I mean, trying to short here, it's like you could get paid real quick. or you could be devastated, short squeezed to the abyss, and the downtrend still remains intact, even if Ethereum did this. Even if that happened, it'd be in a downtrend. And guess what? If you were really gave a crap about short selling strategically, you'd be looking for something like this. That's where you'd be looking to go short. 35.20, 35.80 after some sort of big short squeeze. And then they confirm up here that the 200 moving average and this overhead resistance is resistance again, once and twice. And then you'd be looking for like bearish divergence on the oscillators. Like you'd literally be looking for something like this to happen. Like literally, where it's up here, up against resistance, failing to break resistance, and you got the divergence. Like that is where a true TA Kang would take a shot on a short, not down here. Though it could, again, it could collapse now. Yes, it's just you're at supports. You want to be at resistances with divergencies. Okay, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not acting like I know. I'm just talking about like, what would you prefer if you could? That. Anyway. Again, I think you understand where I'm coming from here. Education. Yeah, everyone gets crushed. Yep, that's where they want to do it, man. Just read some chat, man. Anyone say anything interesting, man? Robbie, I don't care if they did or not, man. Okay. Yeah, Jake had he had a broken jaw in 2 different places. He had to have surgery right after the fight. And yeah, he can't eat solid food for 6 days in a row or something. They went to the party the next day. Again, he was in the hospital the whole night before, and saw him, got to talk to him for a minute, and they were they headed out to his ranch, and they're just gonna rest up. He's gonna rest up and recover. But yeah, man, that was like seeing that the picture, the video, and then seeing the actual X-ray is just, you don't see that very often. I'll tell you this. I think he competed a lot better than Andrew Tate did. Like, at least Jake fought someone crazy. Andrew Tate, I don't even know what the other guy was doing. And yeah, I don't even really want to get into it too much. But my God, man, that was... Okay. So let's see. I think we had a request. And we're just hanging around. We got 11 minutes till the weekly close. That's where we're all congregated here. Okay. Lyft and Nike. Let me look at Lyft and Nike. Kind of a feels weird, man. Situation. Feels weird situation where I get Lyft in ways. Locally is the weird part. Not locally. Very interesting here. Okay. So why there's a lot of good here is because the supply line that goes back to the IPO craze in 2019, anchor point 1, anchor point 2, March 2021, right? You see that. I mean, they had a Bulkowski bump. They broke this thing, and they've back tested it successfully a couple times, but you got a problem locally. Okay. I'm giving you 2 sides of the coin here, because it's not, sometimes it's all good, all bullish, no problem. Those are the ones we really love. Imminent upside. But this one's kind of like, it feels weird, man, because you got like, though they did break out and they did successfully backtest those levels. The most recent event is a rally back above a very key level. I mean, this is so, if they did break it for real, oh my God, $30 is your target fast. Okay. But they just failed, right? Put in a lower high. So if you were stuck below that level given enough time, history shows us on Lyft, you might be looking for a 1568 backtest first, or maybe a little lower. Same time though, you cannot be that deterred, because that's like the more in my opinion, the way more significant aspect of this is all this price action. This is like, maybe the composite operator has been accumulating. He's been conducting a buying campaign for a very long time, for years now on Lyft. And he wants Lyft to lift up to its name, live up to its name, whatever. You get it, puns. So it's like kind of feels weird because, well, they're below the key inflection point and they failed and momentum shifted in the hands of the sellers locally. But maybe it doesn't even matter, right? Because Composite Man, he's going to get paid. We've been watching ongoing accumulation for years now on this. So to the extent of the downside, I don't think you can be deterred. You might just say like, or if it is going to play out lower, probably buying opportunities, right? Like, remember we're talking about the 100, you've got this amount of allocation that you could, or this amount of money you could allocate to this asset. So instead of just 100% now, not very strategic entry, maybe just incremental amounts as it continues to draw down. It's not going to be violent probably, but you could just DCA between 1568 and where it is right now. And I think it'll probably put in a higher low again, because we're witnessing quite possibly the composite operator's signature on this one. It's just maybe not at the absolute most strategic entry for us, but that's okay. So if you ever got to 1568, that would be godlike. But yeah, you may never get there because of all they need is one good catalyst. You get back above 2088, man, 2150. It's just going to be a quick, 30%? 40%, excuse me. And then you go for what? Just a common everyday retrace, man, from the previous major high to low. Dude, they're hitting the 236. That's what's going on. The most shallow, insignificant of the retraces via Fibonacci. Just hitting that a little bit, stalling out. That's great. That happens. Remember the golden zone. Look at that, man. The 38% retrace at the beginning of the golden zone is confluent with, it is the gap fill. So that is your target, 3048, all the way up to the 618, which probably they could take it a little higher to 47. It's another level. That's your zone. That's your common retrace zone. So I think Lyft looks actually really good, but it's gonna require patience. Like, it may not be immediate. And okay, it's this one thing. Oh my God, it's tomorrow. It might take 6 weeks before we get some good resolution. Just like Rivian, man. It took time, man. There was so much chopping, so much fear and doubt in the hearts of men. I know. Every day y'all bring it up. Win Rivian. Win. It's winning. It's winning right now. So same thing on Lyft. Again, I don't really, it's just a, ride sharing app. Okay. But it's more about this down here. Composite operator. Accumulation schematic. And you're in the, if it is that, you're in the backup phase. You just did the sign of strength. The sign of strength is the first step of phase E. You're now in the midst of the backup, the BU, and BU is, they just pull it back and probably put in a higher low. And how will it be confirmed? Confirmation would be step 3 for phase E to be real. Confirmation, just a breakout. Recapture prices above the sign of strength. That would be it. 3-step plan on Wyckoff accumulation phase E. Okay, so keep that in mind. Yeah, Lyft. That was a request, man. So I think it actually looks really good. So have your alerts set up on this, okay? Could be good over the next 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Lyft, type in the chat. Type in the chat. Nike, we got, I get it. Down 10.54% on a really bad earnings, but maybe, just maybe, there could be opportunity looming at some point. Not now. Gotta wait. We gotta assess the damage on this one. My God. But look at us down here. We got ourselves a bullish deep crab that had a tight one reaction. The reaction did exactly what they do. It subsided. What did it do from the previous high to low? 886. High point to low point. Made an 88% retrace. Confirmed it. And that was the conclusion. And now it's rolling over. And hopefully we get some sort of type 2 return at the $50 mark. They might take it a little lower too. And hey man, a lower double bottom. But remember, big support down here. What we would truly want, if you like asked me to be the composite man, you would want this thing to head down here and then the sellers violate it, trigger every single stop loss on planet Earth of Nike, run the stops, buy up all those stops, right? Acquire Nike shares at 45 for a couple weeks, and then recapture the level, reconfirm it, and right there, that would be the ticket for the long. That's what we'd be looking for on Nike. If you wanted to take action strategically on Nike, you want that. You want them to violate it. You want it to be a lower low double bottom. You want to see sellers break support and be able to do nothing with it. That's a piece of data for us. They recapture, reconfirm it with the spring back test, and then boom, we take our long. And then profit taking level, 67 bucks around there, easy. And then maybe 77, maybe 90. These extension patterns, man, they can go nuts. So I'm just telling you what we would want, not what's going to happen. Big difference. Okay. Type in the chat for Nike, man. Everyone have your alerts set up around the 50s, low 50s. We hear the beeps, we start paying attention again. And we want to see the sellers screw everybody. Because can you imagine how many stop losses there are below $50? This is just psychological level 2. Oh my God, dude. Everyone would get bamboozled. Anyway, so those are the 2 requests. Very, very thought-provoking charts. Thank you so much, R. Smith, for that. Kingsman, happy holidays to you as well. Okay. Then we see, we got 3 minutes. No, 2 minutes. So local on the 8s. Let's go back. We're going to look at the ASAN after the local on the 8s. But let's go to Bitcoin real quick. Again, hope you're having a good weekend. Man, peoples. 2 minutes. Currently on Bitcoin, hanging around, milling around. Still contained within the downtrend, the structure that conceptualizes the downtrend. Not long-term, just a mid-term, intermediate downtrend. And remember down here, I think it's way riskier taking shorts. Even though one could, you might just wake up, squeeze to death. Just like, man, you got to get your mind off of just crypto. I must long or short crypto always. You got to get your mindset to being a chameleon, going to whatever market you need to, where the setup is pristine, where all the variables have lined up. Long extended drawdowns that took a year plus 18 months have concluded. Oh, look, another 6 months, 8 months, a year plus of the composite man accumulating position. That's the area. That's the place to be putting your money. Here, it's just so tough right now because the downtrend's established. We know, but we know in downtrends, short squeezes occur. All right, 40 seconds, chat. Just waiting for it. Y'all hear me? Are we good, man? The audio level is all right? Oh, my chat break? No, it's okay. 20 seconds. Let's go to the weekly so we can see it. It's a big nothing burger. This is what I'm talking about. All right, just pay attention to this nothing burger price action. This consolidation. Of course, it can continue to mark down immediately next week. I know that, dude. I don't have conviction either way in crypto right now. You have to know that. There is no real edge. Because maybe there's some bottoming structures like the extension patterns and, you know, maybe you're diverging a little bit and it could rally. But then it's like, well, some potential bullish, like, you know, those extension patterns are bullish in nature, but you're in a downtrend. So therefore they might not be reliable. So look, all right, Jesus chimes, the new week. The big nothing burger candle. You get nothing burger candles back here too. Remember all the nothing burger candles, and then eventually a short squeeze occurs. Look at March 14th, 2022. Oh my God, chat. Oh my God. Guess what?
Hype in the chat.
Silver, fresh, all-time highs. They did it, man. On the new hour, on the new second. My God, man. That gap's still open. You know it's going to fill. This might be a minute. I don't know. I figured it'll like fill by morning, you know, by Wall Street opening bell. But whatever. It's still crazy. Asia's fanatical right now in their bidding. Music's music's still going, man. Yeah, we're good. Oh, for a second. Gonna change it up. Wow, dude. Wow. Hard to believe, but not. Fundamentally, it is making all the sense in the world. 50 years of suppression, and now it's being repriced. Probably for reality. There it is. Gold, a new high up over 0.5%. Oh my God, chat. I wonder, could we get an all-time high on stream? But they're starting to run it a little bit. Starting to run gold. Wow. Remember, largest market cap asset in the world. They added over $7 trillion to the market cap of gold in 2025. We're kind of running, and I mean, we're talking right out the gate, man. High of day. We'll add some more alerts so we can tell there's a pump going on. This is just crazy, man. What about 0.5% from a record? And I'm sure Platinum Palladium doing the thing, man, too. So let's look at the other. I looked at Bitcoin because we are here for the crypto close, the weekly close. But look, man, I mean, like they defended successfully the zone, right? They just did. You can't say they didn't, because it happened. Okay, traders settled up above the inflection zone, at the inflection zone. Fine, you're safe. You live to fight another week on Ethereum. If you don't hold it, yeah, you got to be targeting for 2K. But they held it, right? You still have the extension pattern that's valid. Okay, so it's like going short, you could get destroyed. You could get squeezed to 35.20, 35.80, and you're still in a downtrend, and then you dump way lower later. Okay, so then we go to XRP. See, like, yeah, it could dump imminently. It could be time to collapse, even though it's been incessant selling for 5+ months. They just held the level. Somehow, by the grace of God, they held the level on XRP. But you're at the support zone, right? So kind of the worst place to ever go short, even if it was going to collapse tomorrow. You could be looking to get squeezed. It could go to 250 and it'd still be in a downtrend. You would just be destroyed and you're short. So in Solana, same thing. They like kind of somehow a little bit defended a zone here, even though it was the lowest weekly candle close on Solana since March 31st. I mean, the week of the, nadir of the tariff crash. So you did do that. That's pretty ugly. You can't trust Solana, man, but they are trying to. They did recapture a level, and they did reconfirm it as support. Like, it's kind of insane. It's just a tough market, man. Tough market. Eventually 90, but what if they took it to 150 first and screwed everybody? Because that's what they do all the time. Everyone gets screwed. No, it'd just be too easy to go short here. But you're literally shorting at the highest risk area ever for a short. Fundamentally speaking, like maybe this time if you went short, oh yeah, grand slam, $90 by the end of week. But right, if you're going short at these supports, every other time you've been devastated. You've gotten demolished. So it's just all about like how we're looking at things, supports and resistances. If you're looking to short, you're always looking to short near the conclusion of bear market rallies. Those are big impulses up, not down like this. Same with Ethereum. Okay. You get what I'm saying, man. Okay. No fortune telling here. No ego. All right. So just want to look at that. Wanted to look. New week, Bitcoin 88,776. Right. We're nearing that supply line. Maybe we're finally going to test it. They have not tested the level, like for real, the supply line since October 28th. So it looks like you might be getting your first one soon. Okay. So we only had a few requests, man. I mean, I think we already got through the, no, we have one more request. And then I'll just leave y'all to it, man. Asana Incorporated. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. I mean, like, you know, you had the framework. It's not like dead per se. It's just like, yeah, this is like a nightmare, a big nightmare, like one where it has everything and then just goes sideways for another 5-6 months. And in fact, goes lower and hits like near the bottom, 1134. So yeah, it's a tough one, man. I'd have been at wit's end on this one. Because like it, you know, if these things are going to really play out, they put in the type 2 and then maybe a confirmation low and then it's time to go, but they didn't. And that's concerning. They typically would go right around, as we've seen with many others, right? They go around right here, but it didn't. It did this. And then that's when you say, all right, it could in fact maybe be dudding out, but it's not completely dead yet. Yeah, very tough, man. Because now you made a lower low, and now you're possibly making a lower high, an 886 lower high from the previous high to low. Oh, but is that a bull flag? I don't know, man. It's a chop zone. Yeah, not sure what to make of this one. This is tough. Okay, really tough one down here. Maybe 1323 back test, and if they hold it locally, $13, and start pivoting there, it might be all right. But yeah, I don't. Probably better ones, right, than this one, and it could be looking to dud out. Yeah, tough, man. They can't all play out perfectly, dude. They can't all be this. They can't all be exact sciences, bro. They just can't. They can't all be like this. Can't be that. I've been live over an hour, and Bitcoin 88.9 to start the new week up. But again, just understand where we're at, right? That's the whole purpose of me going live. Understand where we are. But consolidating sideways. Not so much about Bitcoin, but as much as we look at Ethereum, and it's like, dude, you could be looking at a confirmation low. They're holding support, and you could be going on a huge short squeeze, and you'd still be in a downtrend at 35.20, intermediate downtrend. Just keep it in mind, man. Yeah, they can't all be AVBP, even though I know it didn't really play out all the way. It just ran to the, it ran to the big resistance. So they can't all look like this perfectly, right? But this is going to put in a higher low probably. There's probably hidden bullish divergence right here. Yep, in the making, yeah. This is going to put in a higher low. Eventually go to 26 again, and they break 26. You'll go to 36. So, yeah. These just good stuff, man. Nah, JKE. It wouldn't be a 3 rising valley. It would be more of a triple bottom with accumulation signature if it was going to be anything. Okay. So, it's been good hanging out. Crazy to see. We got history on stream, another record on silver, but I think it's going to be, I don't think it's just going to keep going from here. They're going to fill that gap, bro. 67.17. But for now, they're just not letting it. That's fine. I think gold, though, is where we want to be looking at. Gold. Yeah. Waiting for a record gold this week. That's how close we are. Like it almost looks like imminent for at least a test. We're going 1 cent higher. And Platinum Palladium going to continue to run. Katie said we're going to get rejected 89K, aren't we? Dude, can't be surprised. We're in an intermediate downtrend. But intermediate downtrend after insane losses in very short periods of time. And the top altcoins are all holding. There's somehow the buyers did, at the end of the week, they did decide to hold supports. They just did. You can't make that up. It happened. So it's like, let's see if there's consequences of that. We'll know pretty quick. So yeah, appreciate each and every one of you coming out. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. It's free to join the Discord. There's educational resources that are free. It's just the source material. The communication, you know, the conversation continues when this live stream ends in that Discord. You get notified when I go live. It's an active community of traders, some degens, TA, disciples, right? So very helpful community, family oriented for the most part. And yeah, it'd be stupid to not be in the Discord, okay? Because I ping you on all kinds of crazy things about different types of things that are occurring that you didn't even know was happening, but you get pinged on and it's like, oh, that's pretty good information. Wow. In the general chat or Respect the TA chat or in the Citadel. So, yeah, thank you all for coming out. I'll be back. Enjoy your Sunday evening. Till next time. Respect the TA.
And it is a book full of empty pages. And you get to write that book. And you write that book with every choice you make. If you decide that you are meant to be something special, then that is the book you will write. If you decide that you are meant to be nobody, then that's the book you're going to write. And I'm not here to dog you out or to tell you what type of book you should write. I'm just here to tell you that you can write whatever you want.
Adios, turd nuggets.